Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday, July the 8th, 2026. This is Truth News. I'm Walter Bass. As always, we got to start by reading the First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America because our government wants to do whatever they want, but they want we the people to shut up about their crimes against humanity. They're just basically psychotic, deranged, delusional behavior, and they're insistent on being delusional and deranged, and they want everybody to join them, and we the people aren't going. It's not going to happen. So, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances, which, as always, is the entire premise of these YouTube videos, all 210 of them now, I believe. Because the United States government has held my child as a hostage to retaliate against me for reporting the kidnapping and violent sexual assault of my child by serial child rapist, State Judge Kelly L. Hansen, for 1,763 days. 1,763 days. I've been threatened to be murdered. I have had my financial resources terminated on all levels. I have had my background falsified to prevent me from working. I have been assaulted 3 times by the FBI. I have been forced to live in a car for 3 years. I've been kidnapped and placed on 4 mental health holds across 3 states. I have had my Western Union access terminated. And on and on and on. I've been told my child was dead by Capitol Police Intelligence in 2024. I was told earlier this year by Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department 3rd District that Donald Trump ate my child. And this is the actions and behaviors of the United States government in 2026. And I want to remind everyone, all of this I've been putting in for federal casework since Kevin McCarthy was Speaker of the House, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tim Burchett, Mike Johnson, Mark Wayne Mullins, Tom Cole, James Lankford, Robert Garcia, Robert Ro Khanna, Thomas Massey, Claudia Tenney, Corey Mills, on and on and on and on and on. Hundreds of thousands of phone calls. I put in a claims for damages against the city of Marietta the week after my son was kidnapped. They laughed at me. Ha ha ha, Mr. Bass. You think your city's going to pay for the damages after kidnapping and violently sexually assaulting your son? Ha ha ha. I've continued to be laughed at, mocked, ridiculed, patronized, terrorized. And all of this, I want to remind everyone, all of this, every bit of it, 1,763 days, 3 states, all of the emails, phone calls, requests for federal casework, police reports, FBI reports, all so Kelly Hansen could stick his dick in my 7-year-old son. All of this, and we're going to go through some pictures, as always, because that's my son, and I don't think that anybody should be allowed to stick a dick in my son, period, full stop. That man right there. Because this man, this creature is a devout Mormon and a state judge in Marietta, which is in Riverside County, California, because he has spent 17 years accumulating thousands, if not tens of thousands of children. He has raped, kidnapped, murdered, tortured, and sold. He has actually become so conditioned to these crimes against humanity, he believes he's entitled to do this to children. He believes it is part of his job as a state judge to stick his dick in children he kidnaps. And he is backed by the FBI, CIA, Homeland Security, Attorney General Rob Bonta, U.S. Attorney Adam Gordon, Governor Gavin Newsom, Midwest City Police Department, Oklahoma City Detective Intelligence, Lauren Boebert, Grand Junction Police Department in Colorado. The list goes on and on and on of how many people believe it is okay to stick dicks in children, steal children, sell children. They advocate for this. Advocate 1,763 days. And to be honest with you, I get very upset when I talk to these psychopaths. They are legitimate psychopaths. They get on the phone and they're like, no, nobody's doing that, Mr. Bass. Where are you at? Do we need to send officers there to check on you? Is your mental health okay? You're damn right I get upset that I haven't seen or heard from my child since 2021. It is now 2026. It's the United States of America, and my government rapes, murders, and sells children and lies about it and attacks people who report it. Literally attacks and terrorizes them. Do you understand how twisted the psychological makeup of someone has to be to, first of all, to kidnap, rape, and sell children? I'm not even going to get into the cannibalism. I can pull up a clip of Jim Brewer talking about cannibalism of children. And do you understand how twisted the psychological makeup has to be to not only do it, but to actually advocate for it and fight to do it? You're fighting to destroy children. And these are taxpayer-funded public servants of the United States of America. That, you know, I've tried to understand the psychological makeup. I've read books and books, Jordan Peterson. I've read, where's that book? Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning. I have read the Bible for years, and I cannot, for the life of me, figure out, not that I want to, not that I want to be able to think on this level of evil. I do not want my mind to be so twisted and corrupt to actually understand how a human being, man or woman, can look at a child, do these vile and heinous acts, and then get caught doing the vile and heinous acts and defend them. It's mind-boggling to me, men and women. This is not, I mean, this is across the board. Across the board. Let me see if I can pull this clip up. Oh, it says, I don't want Jim Bridger, I want Jim Brewer. Well, I can't pull it up. It's on YouTube. He was talking about, I did take notes for tonight's show, and we're going to get into them. But as always, you know, I find it repulsive, repugnant, and retarded that as a U.S. citizen on U.S. soil, I have spent 1,763 days being terrorized by the United States government to defend a 17-year career serial child rapist who has thousands, if not tens of thousands of victims of children. He has kidnapped, raped, tortured, murdered, and sold. I never in a million years would have thought that the United States of America would be a cesspool of corrupt child molesters. Never in a million years would I have ever thought that our country would be infected with pedophiles. Infected like to no extreme. I've never in my life. And it's unbelievable how many people that I have just gone over this and over this and over this with. And like the Capitol Police video I played the other day, how they lie. In 2024, they told me my son was dead. 2 or 3 days ago, they told me I see my son every week. So which one is it? Is he dead or do I see him every week? I haven't seen or heard from my child, not his voice. I haven't heard my child's voice since 2021. so a state judge could stick his dick in him. Now let me simplify. I mean, I can't make it any more simple than that. Because a state judge wanted to stick his dick in my child, which he did, causing physical injuries. I'll pull up the physical injuries right now. Because this creature, sticks his dick in children that he steals using his position as a state judge. Because he forced his dick in my son. There's my son's mouth. Do you see that contusion on his upper lip? That is a contusion from the upper lip hitting the teeth from oral sex being performed on that judge by force. By force. That judge forced my 7-year-old son to put his dick in his mouth. And before this happened, this is me and my son hiking. That was before. I got tons of pictures of my child. Tons of pictures. But because Kelly L. Hansen forced his dick in my son, I haven't seen or heard from my son since 2021. This guy right here, this guy's a child rapist too. Mike Hestron, he's a pedophile. This guy rapes children. Michael A. Hestron, he's the district attorney for Riverside County. He is a child rapist. He's a pedophile. He advocates for children to be raped, murdered, and sold. We got more. This guy right here, I call him Baby Raping Bianco. He's a pedophile. This man rapes children. He sells guns to the Sinaloa cartel. He makes nearly $600,000 a year as a county sheriff in Riverside County. $600,000 a year as a county sheriff. And he is responsible for drug trafficking, gun trafficking, child sex trafficking, and money laundering for the Sinaloa cartel all through his county. The city of Hemet, the city of Marietta, these are cartel-funded cities used for laundering Sinaloa cartel blood money with American taxpayer dollars. They're also used as a corridor to traffic children, guns, drugs into our country from Mexico for the Sinaloa cartel. And he claims to be a sheriff in charge of law and order in the United States of America. I mean, I could go on and on and on. And it's just this guy right here. This is Stephen G. Larson. Stephen G. Larson is a retired federal judge. You can look it up online. In 2022, just after my son was kidnapped and violently sexually assaulted, Stephen G. Larson came in to investigate Riverside County. That's when they found out that Sheriff Chad Bianco had misappropriated tax dollars, purchased weapons, and the weapons couldn't be found. That's because they were sold to the Sinaloa cartel. Stephen G. Larson also tried to get the records of State Judge Kelly L. Hansen, and Kelly L. Hansen claimed confidentiality laws. He said, you can't see my records because they're juveniles. They're sealed. It's confidential. Stephen G. Larson took Kelly L. Hansen to court and forced him to turn over his records, at which time Stephen G. Larson realized the thousands, if not tens of thousands of children kidnapped, raped, tortured, murdered, and sold, and the thousands of families destroyed by Kelly L. Hansen. You know what Stephen G. Larson did as a retired federal judge in the United States government and who owns his own law firm? He's got offices in Los Angeles, Orange County, Washington, D.C., and the UK. He's got offices everywhere. Big shot. Mr. Big Shot. You know what Big Shot, retired federal judge, Mr. Lawyer Stephen G. Larson did? He took $1 million from Riverside County and walked away. Didn't do a thing. Not a thing. You know, this is me and my son on another hike. And I got to sit here and make YouTube videos. I got to sit here. We can call Capitol Police Intelligence right now. Let's call Capitol Police Intelligence and find out who said I see my son every week. Let's get to the bottom of it.
Police, to report an emergency or wait while I transfer your call. Police communications, I'm out.
Hi, this is Walter Bass. You're on Truth News 963. Your agency told me my son was dead in 2024, and then your agency told me 2 days ago I see my child every week, which I haven't seen since 2021. What do you have to say about that? See what I mean, ladies and gentlemen? They love to engage in psychological warfare. They just don't like it when you can hold your own and stand your ground and you throw it back on them with the truth. They hate the truth. They hate the truth. They hate humanity. They hate the Constitution. They hate we the people have rights. They hate our country. They steal our money. They steal our children. They sell our children. And then they laugh in our face and say, what are you going to do about it?
You're referring to, sir.
Excuse me? You're on Truth News right now. You're on a podcast. What do you have to say about the comment made by your agency in 2024 that Grayson Bass was dead to stop calling you? And what do you have to say about the comment 3 days ago I have recorded in which you said I see my child every week?
I got no comment on that, really, to be honest with you. Is there something I can assist you with? Your call was just transferred to me in like mid-sentence, so I couldn't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
First good bit of that.
Yeah, I'm on a podcast. I was just telling everyone on YouTube how Capitol Police Intelligence told me my child was dead in 2024 to stop calling you guys. And then 3 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, I have it on recording. You can pull up my channel. It's on there. The title of the video is Capitol Police Intelligence Lies. Your agency told me that I see my child every week. And I haven't seen or heard from my child since 2021 because the United States government sells stolen American children. What do you have to say about that?
Well, do you think that people might have said that to try to get you to stop calling because you had been calling them and harassing them and threatening to kill them and talking about
I would think
absolutely profane, disturbed, foul things?
Actually, I speak the truth. I speak the truth, number one. But number two, are you making false allegations that I made threats? Because I've never made threats.
I am not making false allegations that you made threats. You threatened me directly.
Well, wouldn't you have arrested me if I made threats? Wouldn't you have arrested me?
Recall being involuntarily put away for a little while?
Oh, I've been on 4 mental health holds. I've been on 4 mental health holds across 3 states as defense of the rape, murder, and sale of children. Yeah.
Because you have threatened a lot of people, man.
No. I tell the truth, and I exercise my First Amendment constitutional right to redress grievances against my government. First Amendment right. Do you work for the United States government, sir?
Yep.
Are you law enforcement in the United States government?
I am a contractor for law enforcement.
Okay, so you are a taxpayer-funded public servant in charge of enforcing the laws of America, and you told me my child was dead. You've told me you're going to send your agency, and you've threatened me several times. You've threatened to have people come and kill me. Excuse me? I've got Deborah. I've got Deborah on recording saying that she's going to send men in white coats to come and pick me up.
That wouldn't actually be classified as a threat, sir.
Really? That's called kidnapping. I'm a U.S. citizen. I have unalienable rights.
I would tell you. That would not be classified.
Do you understand what
you told me?
Do you understand what unalienable rights are?
Say that again.
Do you understand what unalienable rights are?
Alienable.
Unalienable.
Oh, okay. And I know what you're trying to say, but yeah.
What clarify my statement then.
I know you kind of said alienable.
No, I said unalienable. Unalienable.
Yeah. Again, I know what you're trying to say.
So why have you violated my constitutional, civil, human rights consistently for 1,763 days? You haven't.
That has not occurred.
Huh.
You can continue to say that, but that don't make it true.
What exactly is your role and function as law enforcement on Capitol Hill, ground zero for a genocide of American children?
My job, and the reason that you're speaking to me right now, is because we've been designated to speak to the people with mental health issues. That's why you're talking to me right now.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is the modus operandi from Candace Owens to Tucker Carlson to Baron Coleman. How many times have we heard the same song and dance? When you report crimes the government commits against U.S. citizens on U.S. soil, what was it you said again, sir? Say it again.
Say what again?
What? You just said it right before. The same thing Donald Trump said about Candace Owens, Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson. Same thing. What is your line you always use to defend crimes against children?
I don't defend crimes against children.
Well, you said I have mental. Didn't you insinuate that I have mental health issues because I have proven beyond a reasonable doubt?
Not insinuated. I know you have mental health issues.
What exactly would be my Go ahead. What exactly would be my mental health issues? This is getting good.
Hey man, I ain't here to diagnose you.
Well, how do you know? What do you mean you're not here? You just did diagnose me, actually.
No, I said you have mental health issues. Somebody else diagnosed you.
That's a diagnosis.
Voluntarily committed.
4 times. It's called retaliation to shut me up about raping and murdering and eating children that is on the United States Department of Justice's website in the Epstein files. Are you unfamiliar with the Department of Justice of the United States of America?
I'm unfamiliar with anyone eating.
Oh, there's more than
I'm unfamiliar with that.
There's more than 1,000 references of jerky being made out of the flesh of slaughtered babies in the Epstein files on the United States Department of Justice's website currently as we speak. Do you contest that?
Finding these information.
What?
Where are these facts coming from?
The United States Department of Justice.
I don't believe that.
You don't have to believe it. It doesn't make it not true.
Okay, well, I don't believe anything you say because I know you're fucking crazy, so.
Right. Why? Because I reported a serial child rapist, a state judge who stuck his dick in my son's 1,763 days ago? That makes me crazy.
We've been doing this dance for years, man.
Yeah, we have.
I don't know how you don't get tired of it.
You know, I would think.
The situation with your kid. Your kid is alive and well.
Who said?
You can reach out. And
can you prove it?
With supervision at any time. You have admitted as such to me.
Then why did your agency say he was dead in 2024?
Because they're so goddamn tired of hearing from you.
Well, then maybe you should just stop fucking children.
Get rid of you.
Have you ever considered stop fucking children and lying about it?
I'm not sure who's doing that. Or
Really? Really? You're unfamiliar with any pedophiles in the United States government. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you, this is Capitol Police Intelligence.
It's hilarious.
They make $1 billion a year. Now we understand why they make $1 billion a year. It's to cover up the crimes against humanity conducted on Pedophile Hill. They're not paid to enforce the laws or protect Americans. No. They protect pedophiles. This is the first line of defense.
It's been real.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm not done. We're on Truth News. Please continue.
No, wait a minute. It's time for me to go.
Well, I just want you to know that there's a federal lawsuit pending. So am I still crazy because I have the intelligence to go to college to become a lawyer and file a federal lawsuit? I'm currently in college. Did you know that? I didn't want any. You see how they defend it, ladies and gentlemen? That is all they have to say. You're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. Remind you, we got a president who is the world's most famous child rapist, Donald J. Trump, the pedophile punk. Period, full stop. Katie Johnson, 13 years old, raped, documented, FBI 302 forms beyond a reasonable doubt. And you see these people are sick of me, but they don't want to return my stolen child. They don't want to stop sticking dicks in children. They just can't do it. They can say everybody's crazy. They can come and kidnap you and put you on mental health hold time and time again. They can threaten to murder you like Detective Brad Cotton of Oklahoma City Detective Intelligence. They'll do all of that, but they will not stop raping, murdering, and selling children. The Safe Family Adoption Act, confidentiality laws, and CPS have combined for the greatest genocide of American children in the history of humanity. And just to document this, let's just go to Georgia Senator Nancy Schaefer. I'm not going to touch on tonight's show because they answered. So we're going to pull up Nancy Schaefer. Let's see what she has to say.
I'm from the state of Georgia in the United States. And thank you for your gracious invitation to join you tonight. And thanks to all of you who have made this incredible World Congress of Families #5 in Amsterdam possible. It's a privilege for me to join you tonight and to be with you in some pro-family policy here. I will share with you on the unlimited power of Child Protective Services. I served in the Georgia State Senate, and after 4 years of viewing the ruthless and unsparing actions of Child Protective Services, also called CPS, which I will use tonight, I wrote a scathing report entitled "The Corrupt Business of Child Protective Services." Thank you. The report cost me my Senate seat. Here's some copies of the report, if you'd like to get them.
That report also cost Georgia Senator Nancy Schaefer her life. She was murdered just 2 years after making this video. After giving this speech, her and her husband were murdered by the United States intelligence agencies at their home. It was ruled a murder-suicide, and we all know what happens when it's a stage. One was shot in the back of the head, one was shot in the chest. Deemed a murder-suicide. Shot. Who does that? But I digress. I just want to, just reiterate that Capitol Police Intelligence are calling me crazy and saying they're sick of me calling, but this was in 2000.
To even visit.
Let me pull up when it was. I want to get the date right. 15 years ago. 15 years ago, Georgia Senator Nancy Schaefer gave this speech.
These are crimes against humanity.
Crimes against humanity.
Financial gain. Rights are removed from parents. Human rights, civil rights, and even religious rights. One illustration of what took place in my district is that after so many calls, I decided to call a meeting in one of the counties of my own district. I personally called 37 families that had been in touch with me who had all lost their children, grandchildren. I had them meet me in the library one Saturday morning. We started at 9 o'clock and we ended at 9 o'clock. We had 50 families standing outside the door that could not get in. We didn't have time to talk with them. There was incredible anguish and profound suffering from these families. Some children had been taken off the school bus, taken out of the hospitals, or taken out of their homes in the middle of the night, and even worse. It was just an incredible ordeal. These parents, trapped in the system, become like refugees. They're dazed and glazed and have no one of whom to turn. They do not know what to do, and the loss of their children is devastating. After having worked in this arena for several years, I do not believe that a single child comes out whole after having been in this system. Many foster children make up the homeless population of today. I introduced legislation, Senate Bill 415, in my last session. A substitute bill was written at the last minute by the chairman of the Judicial Committee. All the strong points of my bill had been compromised. I was told, accept it, Senator. At least you will get some legislation passed. And I answered with, obviously, you do not know me. I did not come to the Capitol to get legislation passed. I came to make a difference. What can be done? An independent audit should be called on every state of all Child Protective Services departments. I'm in touch with congressmen and state officials, and the door may be possibly opening very slowly. A federal congressional hearing is needed. But let me add, due to the hundreds upon hundreds of cases that I've been called to consider, I placed calls to state senators, representatives in their respective states across the country, asking them to help me with certain families. And I was told, if I help that family, or if I help you, I will lose my job. Remove, abolish the federal and state financial incentives, and those are taxpayer dollars. Those dollars have turned CPS into a business that takes children and separates families for money. Open family court. Remove the confidentiality laws. Give parents their rights verbally and in writing. I even feel that to terminate the rights of parents, the case should be heard before a jury. Family rights and parents' rights must be protected. We do not need more influence like the UN's Convention on the Rights of the Child. It's anti-parent, anti-child, and anti-common sense for the family. There has to be perseverance for any great reform, and great reform is needed in this.
You can pull that speech up. It's the Eagle Summit Conference speech from Georgia Senator Nancy Schaefer, God rest her soul, who gave up her Senate seat, gave up her life, trying to stop the United States government from raping, murdering, and selling stolen American children. And that was 15 years ago. And 15 years later, the United States government, Capitol Police Intelligence, everybody is still lying, still adamantly defending the rape, murder, sale of stolen American children. And ladies and gentlemen, just for the record, for transparency, you're damn right I call and I yell and I scream and I say some vile, disgusting things to my public servants because, number one, I have freedom of speech. I do not make threats. Never. I have freedom of speech, freedom of expression, guaranteed in the First Amendment. And if they want to engage, I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. Anyone who engages in psychological warfare with me or emotional warfare, I will re-engage on another level. We will take it to another level. The problem is our dumb, retarded government, literally, and I don't mean that like figuratively. I mean, these people are legitimately retarded. They don't have the intelligence to form a logical argument. They cannot defend crimes against humanity. So they go back to juvenile tactics. And when they do, it insults my intelligence. It infuriates me. And I defend my position, period, full stop. And they don't like that somebody has a better intellect than them, can outsmart them, can out-legal maneuver them because they can't use laws to defend this. They can't use legislation to defend this. There's no defense, but yet they still try to defend it. It's indefensible. It's crimes against humanity on U.S. citizens on U.S. soil by the United States government. Period, full stop. And they're trying to defend that. There's no defense. It's like trying to defend the genocide in Palestine, the genocide in Lebanon. It's like trying to defend Israel right now. There's no defense. And yet, they're still trying to defend it. And what is their go-to? Crazy, 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 nuts, nuts. Candace Owens is nuts. Tucker Carlson's nuts. Walter Bass is nuts. Everybody's nuts. They're dumb. The Democrats. It's childish. It's juvenile. It's sick. It's evil. And I'll tell you, I want to remind everyone, all of this, so a grown man could stick his dick in my 7-year-old son. Every video, every YouTube, every phone call, every email, every federal casework. And I'm going to send that link again. I've sent that link 20 or 30 times across this country of Georgia Senator Nancy Schaefer. And I admire her courage that she was willing to give up her life. Literally, she was murdered by the United States government, by the intelligence agencies, for trying to stop the United States government from selling children. And now the United States government has sold out of children. And everybody knows they're selling children. It's in the Epstein files, on the United States Department of Justice website. And you hear Capitol Police Intelligence, when you hit them with the truth, it's on the Department of Justice of the United States' website. I'm not familiar with that. I'm not familiar. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. It's just sick and it's evil. And you're damn right I get upset. And you're damn right I yell, scream, cuss, rant, and rave at these lunatic, psychopath, baby-raping terrorists. Because that's all they are. And this country, it's not going to sustain this. We're not going to continue as a nation, as a society, as a country on this course. It's inevitable. This is not a charted course into the future, period, full stop. One of two things has to happen. One of two things is going to happen. Our country is going to crumble and collapse, which we are literally probably in the middle of right now. We're in the middle of a full-fledged collapse. And probably what's going to happen. Or the United States government, top to bottom, inside out, all the intelligence agencies, all of Congress, the presidential cabinet, all of the aides, all of the staffers, it all has to be completely redone and gutted. Gutted. Inside out. And that's probably not going to happen. So we're probably going to end up in a collapse. So a few hundred baby-raping psychopaths can think that they got away with crimes against humanity when in fact they haven't got away with anything. Nothing. Everyone knows. And whether they pay now or they pay later, they're going to pay. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to close as always with a Bible verse. And I'm going to stick with Matthew 7:6 because I really need to work on this verse. I really need to work on applying this. It's one thing to read it. It's another thing to apply it. Do not give what is holy to dogs. You know, every time I call my government and rant and rave about the 1,763 days my son's been held hostage, kidnapped, sexually assaulted, abused, neglected, trafficked, tortured, presumably murdered by the United States government. Every time I call, rant, and rave, I'm giving what is holy to dogs. I'm giving the truth. The truth is holy. Dogs, and I don't think Jesus meant dogs as in the four-legged. He meant spiritual dogs, just nasty, filthy, malicious, just inhumane. They're creatures. They're animals. They're human animals, creatures. Do not give what is holy to dogs, and do not throw your pearls before swine, or they will trample them under their feet and turn and tear you to pieces. Every time you tell the truth to the United States government, what do? Trample the truth under their feet, and they turn on you and say you're crazy, say you're nuts, and come and kidnap you. Maybe they'll shoot you in the neck like Charlie Kirk. Maybe they'll shoot you in the head like JFK. Who knows what they'll do? They're capable of anything. Because after all, this is the United States of baby rape, the world's largest child sex slavery industrial complex to ever exist, responsible for the greatest genocide of children in the history of humanity. And it's defended by scumbags like on Capitol Police Intelligence, who refuse to identify themselves. They got the audacity to defend the rape, murder, and sale of children, but won't say their names. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. Again, all of this. So 17-year career serial child rapist could stick his dick in my 7-year-old son. We're at day 1,763. I anticipate 25 more years of this every single day, or until I'm kidnapped or murdered or whatever they're going to do to me. But as that sign says right there, Joshua 24:15, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Thank you all. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a good night. I will see you tomorrow.